Alright, so if you do a lot of Hellgates, you'll get a lot of money, or well, you'll get a lot of items. You want to sell them. You could just sell them to a reseller. Usually they charge around 10%, maybe more, maybe less, if you get a good deal. But 10% is like generally considered the amount that people charge. So over the last few days, I kept some Hellgate loot. I got 13 million here. There is no runes though, because I banked the runes and saved them myself, so I'm not gonna sell those. But for this experiment, I'll show you how to sell your loot yourself instead of selling it to a reseller, and we'll see how much more, or if we're gonna get more from it. If we sold it to a reseller, we would be getting 11.7 million. Let's see if we can beat that selling it ourselves. So first I will just get rid of all the items that can not go on the black market, that like will have to go on the regular market. With these, a lot of the time I'll salvage the things that aren't worth keeping. There we go. So we'll go from 809 to... Do I still not have enough room? I don't have enough stuff. I'll just salvage a bunch of stuff. So we're going from 610, now we're gonna go below that probably. Oh, we don't want to salvage that one. Yeah, so we lost like 35k, but this will sell a lot faster than all of those things, if they will even sell. Okay, so with normal items you have questions, like things that can go on the black market, you have a question. Should it go on the black market or should you also sell it in person? And a rule for that is like things that are commonly traded go on the normal market, but everything else you put on the black market. So I'll put those capes on the normal market, and these ones probably won't sell that easily on the normal market, so I'll put them on the black market. Also right now mercenary shoes and mage robes are going for way too much, so they'll go up on the normal market instead of the black market, even though normally they would be better there. A lot of like artifact or high-end stuff sells better on the regular market than the black market. Obviously, you can always check if the prices is better in the normal market than the black market, but once you've done it a while, you'll just know. Now we are just left with the things that go on the black market, which is like the part that is really making you money, because things sell on the black market for more than the estimated value most of the time, which means that this is like what the resellers are actually making bank off of, is these items. Mostly what you want to put on the black market is non-artifact or like unvaluable artifact items. They will generally sell for more than they're actually worth. I'll show you. So if we take this this mace for instance, right? We look at the estimated price is 11k. On the black market it's going for 19k. That's almost like a double up in price. Which means that you're making a lot of more money when you're selling on the black market than, well, normally. One thing to note though is like you should never sell directly to the black market unless you specifically know what you're doing. If you do that, you're probably gonna lose money. Obviously, if you really actually understand how the black market works, there can be instances where that is like viable. But generally, I would recommend just creating sell orders. Now, it is important to recognize when you're selling your loot like this that some of it will not sell fast. Some of it will sit in the black market or the Kalian marketplace for weeks. Look at this, like estimated price 600k, but here you sell it for 730k. So it's like such amazing deals you can sometimes get on items. This wasn't not that much, but some of this stuff will sit here for a long time. But eventually it will sell, or if it doesn't, you can just relist it. Or if you don't think it's gonna ever sell, you can like go to the marketplace with it instead. So I'll be back in a few hours. We'll see how much it's sold, how much money we've made, and how much is left to sell. Then we'll talk about how much you can gain. Okay, so it's the next day. I was planning to only wait a few hours, but well, I didn't really do anything else on my main character. So now we have 10 million. So if you minus the 1 million we started with, we're on 9 million, which is quite nice. But we still have some things that haven't sold. Like if you go in here, you can see some junk, some artifacts. These are probably gonna take a long while to sell. Demon cape and these mercenary shoes, I don't know if they'll sell at all, because if you look at the price point over the last month, oh, those are the wrong ones. Oh my, these ones. Like if you look at these, they spiked and they're on their way down again. So it might just be trapped to see like somebody transported a bunch of shoes into albion. So these might not sell, but I'll leave them in case they do. Like another thing that hasn't sold are the purity robes. Like if you look at these, they're on a downswing right now. But it'll probably sell. It's just about patience, right? Like I have a whole month for these things to sell, and with the price going up and down every day, eventually, like some days the price will be high enough to where my item is the one being bought. And then there's the other problem with some items like this Dusk Reaver armor. If you look at the last 24 hours, like one, two, four sold in the last 24 hours, right? Like the daily traded amount is like only a few, I think. Yeah, 2, 3, 11, 6, 7. Yeah, so some items just don't have that high volume of trading. Um, but over the next week, probably most of it will sell. Maybe a few items will linger around for ever and expire, and then I'll just relist them or do something else if it's something I don't think will sell. Let's see if we have how much we have left on the black market. On the black market, we still have quite a lot of stuff left, but that's expected. 60 items left on the black market. If you look at this guy, it'll sell pretty soon. Like probably within an hour, this thing is gonna sell. That's actually insane. I wonder if there are Foxtail capes on the market. That might actually be like an instant dump profit if you can buy them. Yeah, 4K for one. 550, I mean. And right now they're going. You can sell 9 of them to Carlion for 500, like 90k or something. Probably not worth the tax right now buying it, but like it'll sell in like no time. Like this thing. Look at how close. Like 2 more times, and it needs to like roll at the drop table, and it'll like pay out my cape. Um, let's see what else we have. So we have some large items as well. I mean, this gun got buried in Zalolos, you see. That's not a problem. Eventually, it will sell. Probably. You can see over the last, uh, well, a long time, the average price is around 200k. So at some point, this will be the cheapest, and it'll sell. And it's the same with a lot of these things. Some of them probably just got buried in orders. Yeah, look at this one. It's all the way down here. But if we look at the average over the last month, most of the time, it will sell for that. So chances are it's gonna sell. There, of course, is a small chance it won't. I don't think this was supposed to go under this actually. I think this is probably better on the normal market. But I guess that happens when you do this kind of stuff. You just once in a while you mess up and put something the wrong place. We can actually check it. So 120, 6-1 fiend cow. Let's see what it is on the marketplace.
Want a trade?
No, actually, no mind. It actually is going on the Carlian on the black market. That's fine. I think SGSX equivalent probably would be better on the market though. But how much money, like, do we have left? Right, that's the real question, right? Why can I? Oh, I'm done. Like, if you look at all these numbers, they probably add up to more than with the Elder Cape. Yeah, this one is also buried in sell hours. This one might not sell, but it might. We'll see. So yeah, I mean, this is like 550k plus 700k, and then the rest on this page is like nothing. And then here there's like another 200, and here there's like another 300k. So that's like another 200k here, another like 100k in these, 200, 300. There's maybe like 1.5, 2 million left to sell on the black market, and there's like at least another mil to be made on the market. One thing I think I'll do just to show you, I don't recommend you do it. Is like I could cancel all my orders to I'll cancel all my orders to show the estimated value that's left, because well, a lot of this is gonna take like weeks to finish selling, and so to give you a better idea of how much money we've made, I'll do it like this instead. But I don't recommend that you ever actually cancel orders yourself when you're trying to sell loot. Okay, so I gathered all the loot didn't sell yet in a chest here, just so we can look at it. Again, I would never recommend you do this if you're doing sell orders to. Normally, I would recommend that you leave them in permanently until they run out. And then you relist them, because there's always a chance that the price of the market would change and they sell, and then you'll save the fee. Obviously, this can be different if you need the money. Obviously, if you don't have enough money to go around, maybe it's different, right? But you can see here that we have 10.3 million. So if we subtract that 1 million I started with, we've sold worth 9.3 million of loot, right? Plus whatever like the tax setup fees were, so a little bit more than that, but that's what we have in profit, right? And we still have an estimated value of 4 million. So basically, it means that like the higher payouts from the black market basically cover the sales tax. So essentially, you're selling it for like the estimate value. Like the sale tax, like you sell it for a bit more on the black market, right? So it basically becomes 1-to-1. So if this all, like if I just left it all in, eventually it would, most of it sell. Like I would think like 90% of it would sell, and I would probably have like 13.5 million or something, and then like the last half a million of worth of items would probably expire, and I would have to relist them. But yeah, um, that's how I sell my Hellgate loot. Hopefully this saves you some money instead of selling to resellers.